Hi, Fox here. You need to write, but you can't beat that blank page? You aren't alone. Whether you're working on a blog post, novel, or short story, there are literally hundreds of writers out there right now that are struggling with the same problems you are. The good news is you don't need to feel trapped. I've been a professional copywriter for a few years now, and there have been literally dozens of days where I didn't feel like writing. Using all my fingers and toes, I cannot count the number of times I've had to work on a project or brainstorm ideas with a client when I was not feeling inspired. The fact is, if you take writing seriously, and especially if you want to do it professionally, then you need to be doing it regularly. In this video series, I will be sharing some of my favorite ways to break out of writing funks and to unleash your inner writing badass. If you want to channel some of that awesomeness for yourself, make sure you're following along and keep watching. So, fun fact for those who aren't aware, writing is a very lonely, soul-crushing, isolating activity. Seriously, it is. That's kind of why I love it. When I realized I was too antisocial to play World of Warcraft, that's when I knew there was a problem. But for those of you who do not thrive on isolation like I do, tip number 6 for conquering writer's block is to talk about it. So again, if you're not freakishly dependent on isolation, consider talking through it with another person, or talk through it with your dog. Talk through it by holding up your phone and recording yourself and making yourself process the ideas and concepts as if you were explaining them to another person. Sometimes switching the context for the way the information is coming out of your brain can help you to actually process things and make sense of what otherwise is nonsense. So that is my final suggestion. Having someone to give feedback is fantastic. Obviously, if it is you recording or talking to a pet, you're not going to have that. But if at all possible, try to get feedback. Facebook writing groups are awesome. I will link a few in the comments that I love. Hey, that wraps it up for the Beating Writer's Block, Unleashing Your Inner Writing Badass video series. I hope that these tips have been helpful. They're things that I use literally every day that I have struggles writing in my copywriting business, in my fiction writing business. So I really hope that they're useful for you. I'd love to hear your feedback. If there's an idea that I haven't mentioned here that you think is really cool, that you'd like to share with me and the other people that have been following this series, I'd love to hear about it. I will be putting together some events in the upcoming weeks, some webinars and some cool trainings that you can sit in on that, if this was helpful, you may find beneficial as well. So make sure that you drop your email in the mailing list or subscribe so you can be notified when those announcements are made. I look forward to talking to you again. Thank you so much.